So I'm so excited. I have been wanting to make a YouTube channel for 6 years now, so I'm finally doing it. My name is Brooke, so this YouTube is going to be about fitness, and I'm getting back on the wagon, so it's going to be a long journey back to my fitness routine. I used to compete in powerlifting, and I also trained for a bikini competition, so back in the day I was super fit, and due to some personal struggles, as we all know, we all go through things, I kind of fell off track. So now I am keeping myself accountable, and I'm bringing you along the journey because I would love to show you how I get back on track. And if this helps somebody, that's my goal here. So I would love to bring you along this journey. It's going to be fitness vlogs, different snacks that I make, different meals that I make, things about relationships, mental health, just everything about life combined is what I'm trying to do here. Because it's not just one aspect that'll bring you into like fitness and confidence and feeling better about yourself. It's relationships, friendships, who you're dating matters, the people in your family, your mental health, things in your physical health besides just like working out in your routine. So I'm going to bring you along this journey, and I'm super excited. I also have a video of before I got myself together. I made chocolate protein bites, so I'm going to show you that video in a minute. Let me get my cup of tea because it is rainy and cold out, so I made a cup of tea. Grab that. Okay, it's hot. It's been 3 minutes. That is steaming hot, so I gotta wait a second. This is actually really good. It's a cinnamon oat tea. It's good for gut health. Here, I'll show you the brand that I use. I have different types up there, but this is one that I've been loving. It's so cozy on like a rainy day or a cold day. It's August, but it does not feel like August. So it's cinnamon oat, gut health, prebiotics and probiotics. Good mix of both for healthier digestion. So yeah, just wanted to introduce myself. I am gonna show you a few pictures of me back in the day on my fitness journey. So I was at a point where I was super fit, and I was a personal trainer, and I was in the gym, and a lot of people were asking me like, how I got that fit, and it was pretty extreme. I tracked every gram of food that went into her body, tracked every macro, everything that I ate, everything that I did. Like, I was extremely strict with myself, and I did not let myself like eat family dinners. I would pack my own meals, and it was just an obsession. It was an eating disorder, so there's a fine line in the gym between like restrictive eating disorder and you don't enjoy life, which is something that I struggled with, like going out to eat with friends or going out with a boyfriend. It was just, and if I did too, that's a huge thing. If I did allow myself to like go off of track per se, it would turn into like an all-out feast or famine binge. So that was a huge factor into like why I fell off, and I fell off a good amount because my body was kind of in like starvation mode. And that's something that the gym folks don't talk about, like it can lead into binges if it's super restrictive. And this journey is going to be about a balance. So, I've got pineapple here, but then I also have Reese's cups in the freezer because you need a balance of both. And people don't talk about that. So that is going to be added into my videos. And this is going to keep me accountable. If you want to join me in this fitness vlog, it'll keep you accountable. And let's check on those protein balls. All right, so, just hit the stool. So these are the protein balls. They're made with oatmeal, cocoa powder, honey, peanut butter. That is one of my dog's hairs on them. Nice little touch to that, adds a little more protein. Chocolate chips, so they came out really nice. I'm gonna pop them in the fridge because the freezer's gonna harden them too much. But I made these because even in my fitness routine, like when I was super, super fit, I always had a sweet tooth. And I feel like a lot of women do, especially if you're like dieting, that's gonna come in because lack of nutrition, you're gonna want those fast carbs and that sugar. That's what our body craves when we're lacking a little bit of nutrients. So as like a chocolate snack for dessert, I made these, and it's gonna help my cravings. And I would like to add that too. So my timer cut off, but with me being super like restrictive and dieting like that, I did get to a point of like being extremely fit, but behind closed doors I was struggling tremendously, like with binges and extreme cravings and fatigue and being cold. Like there were points where I would like shove a hairdryer up my hoodie at home when the heat was on, because I was so cold, like because my body wasn't like comfortable in its set weight point. And I want to add with that as well, like I was taking care of my physical health to an extent, but it was also very restrictive, and your emotional health plays a huge role into your weight as well. So right now I am still struggling emotionally, and it's going to be a long journey of that. You know, I'm going to therapy and all of those things, and I'm becoming a better person day by day, and I am climbing myself out of this hole that I've been in, because, you know, when you go from being like this extremely fit person that people look up to and are, you know, just saying like that's how you are and like coming up to you and like wanting to be your friend, you get this identity in the form of like, I'm this fit person, I'm this person that's in the gym, like that's who you are. And then coming out of that and having to heal from that, it took me a lot of time to find my identity again. And this is going to be tailored more towards getting back on track, yes, but I don't want to say it in a sense of like it's going to be restrictive and dieting and all of that. It's going to be a lifestyle. So we're going to be working on like, well, me and you, if you take these tips, you know, physical, mental, emotional, all of those things, and taking a look at the patterns in my life and changing them and just becoming better overall. That's the point of these vlogs. That's the point of these videos. Like, I'm here to help you in some way if I can. That's my goal ultimately, because I wish that I had somebody that would have shown me a better way out than what I was doing in that addictive tendency. So this is what this is going to be about, just lifestyle changes, becoming better, being more lenient with myself, and like doing this in a healthy way to where, you know, it's not one extreme where I'm not moving and I'm not working out and I'm eating my cravings, or I'm not eating my cravings and I'm moving constantly and working out like an insane amount. It's going to be a balance to where I move my body and I'll eat my cravings, and, you know, I go to the therapist, or I try this new routine, or this hair care or face care, like all of those things that combine into one to create a happier, healthier, more confident person. So I have came a long way from where I was like in the beginning of this whole journey. But I still have a long way to go to where I would like to be. And I'm sure a lot of us are like that. So as I was saying, I'm sure a lot of us are like that. We're stuck in unhealthy patterns with ourselves, or things that we don't know too much about that we're trying to break, and habits that we're trying to break, and things that, you know, we have this vision of ourselves and where we would like to be, but it's getting there. And that's why I'm here, because I've made it far already, but I would like to go further, and I would like to show people how to become further. Like being on this video, for example, it's a lot for me to even do this. Like I never even thought that I could come on here and put myself out there publicly, and this is a huge step in my journey, and being able to help people like I've always wanted to do, because I struggled so much when I was younger. So yeah, I'm just really excited, and I can't wait to show you like all of the things that I do and all of the things that I've learned throughout this journey. So today I'm doing these super easy chocolate protein balls, and they're only 7 ingredients, so it's super easy. All you need is chocolate protein powder, cocoa powder, some chocolate chips of your choice, peanut butter, oatmeal, honey, and vanilla. This is the finished batter. So with the oatmeal, I do 1.5 cups. I blend it up mostly so you can see there's still a little bit of chunks in there. But for the most part, I like turn it into flour, and I have this little, you can use any blender, but I have this little blender, so it makes it super easy. And it's not a big cleanup, like not a big mess at all. So, and then I do 2 heaping tablespoons of chocolate cocoa powder. And then for me, I did, with the chocolate chips, I have white milk chocolate and dark chocolate in here. So I decided to do a 1/3 cup of chocolate chips, and I did half of that dark chocolate, half of it milk chocolate. And then for peanut butter, you do a cup of peanut butter, and then you do half a cup of honey. I'm running low on honey, but it was like hard to come out, so I did microwave it for a little bit so that it was like a little more runny. You can see it's a little more runny than usual. And then a few dashes of this. I did probably like 4 or 5. So this is the finished product. It's going to be like kind of thicker, not too runny, but not too dry either. And then I got myself a baking sheet and then some parchment paper so it doesn't stick. So I will show you the finished product in a few minutes. Okay, so it made 26. The recipe called for like 26, 25, so we're right on the money there with that. And then calorie-wise, I don't really count calories like that or measure things super strictly anymore. So the calorie count would be about 115, like what the recipe said it would be. Probably a little less because it made 26 instead of 25, so around there. Also, I did add something that I wanted to show you that I added, but you don't have to add this. So I added magnesium citrate, just for me because that helps with digestion. And I'm like, I need a little bit more help with that right now, just because I'm kind of getting back on the track of like fitness again. I fell off due to some struggles personally that I was having. So I did 2 of these. These are bigger tablets, so it's 200 milligrams per tablet. I did 2 of those, popped them in my little blender here with a little bit of water, and added that in there. And then that made it a little more runny, so I did have to add an extra like half a scoop of protein powder. But here they are, so I'm going to pop them in the freezer. I have to get a shower, and then I'm going to do my introduction for my YouTube.